TV. I'm your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. Yes, indeed, family. Make sure y'all share that. I'm going to upload it after the show on the channel. Make sure that y'all share that and show me some love, family. Share that demonstration, man. You know what I mean? Nothing in the video is true. It's a satire video. It's a satire video. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just playing around. You know what I'm talking about? It's AI and things of that nature. You know what I'm talking about. But with that being said, family, oh yeah. Did y'all hey, did y'all hear about old Sir Maejor? Sir Maejor was found guilty, fam. Sir Maejor was found guilty.
That's breaking news. A local act.
The sad thing about it is that not only was he found guilty, let's not minimize this. Let me bring up his face real quick. Let me bring up his face real quick.
I measure if I'm dating a guy.
Thing about it,
I measure how he responds to your information.
The sad thing about it. The sad thing about it is that people are not even considering what he is found guilty of. You know what I'm saying? People are trivializing that this guy was found guilty. Do you know that he was found guilty because, first of all, he plotted after the death of George Floyd? People was coming together in the name of the death of George Floyd. Family, let's not ever forget that. Let's not ever forget that. People were coming together under the auspice of Black Lives Matter in the name of the death of George Floyd. And he took advantage of the situation and created a fake Black Lives Matter and got millions out of people for donations. Let's not forget that this was all about using a deceased brother name who died at the hands of a wicked police and oppressor. Yet, he is still Tariq Nasheed and many other people on social media right-hand man. You follow me? Now, let's not take this out. Let's not forget that first. Like, we got to remember that. If we don't remember nothing, we got to remember that. That this was a scam centered around the death of one at the hands of the oppressor. A death that shouldn't have to happen. You follow me? That didn't have to happen. And I think that's when you go on Twitter and people, they trivializing that he was found guilty. They forget that he used George Floyd. How despicable is that? How do anybody even communicate with this guy anymore? How do anybody even associate themselves with this guy anymore? How despicable is that? That he creates a fake Black Lives Matter. That he creates a fake Black Lives Matter. Defendant Sir Maejor was a resident of Toledo. On or about February 18, 2016, defendant created Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta. In or around March 2016, defendant registered a Section 501c3 domestic profit. Look how he meticulously thought this out. He meticulously thought this out. This guy's evil. He meticulously said, I'm going to overlap Black Lives Matter for the sake of taking advantage of a situation. How does he even have people that communicate with him? That's crazy. Defendant assumed the role of president and CEO. On or about August 8th, 2017, the Internal Revenue Service approved defendant's request granting BLMGA tax-exempt status pursuant of Section 501c3. Based on the information that defendant provided, Facebook, located in California, recognized, listen again, located in California, Facebook, recognized BLMGA as a nonprofit organization. The status permitted BLMGA to appear alongside legitimate charities in Facebook and search results and allowed users to make donations. Now listen, I want you to understand how the plot thickens. This is how the plot thickens. The death of George Floyd. Let me give you some more background on this. Toledo man charged with using Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta Facebook page to defraud donors. All over social media. Acting as U.S. Attorney Bridget Brennan announced today that the federal grand jury sitting in Cleveland returned a 4-count indictment charging Sir Maejor Page, a.k.a. Tyree Conyers. Page, age 32, of Toledo, with 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of wire fraud. It is alleged that the defendant created a 501c3 Facebook page entitled Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta and later used it to defraud donors out of more than $450,000 after BLMGA tax-exempt status with charity with the IRS was revoked. Now, let me tell you, there's quite a few people using charities and misusing them. So now we know what the charges will look like. There's quite a few people in the quote-unquote FBA community that's misusing charities. You see? And this is what it looked like when you misuse charities. Page is accused of using unprecedented tensions and uncertainty due widespread civil unrest and global pandemic. Listen to this. Page is accused of using unprecedented tensions and uncertainty due to widespread civil unrest and global pandemic to fill his own bank account, said FBI Special Agent in charge Eric B. Smith. Page allegedly purchased homes, traveled, and spent other people's money to buy luxury items for himself, all on the backs of hardworking people believing they were donating to a worthy cause. The FBI will continue efforts to root out fraudsters who victimize our fellow citizens for personal gain. Now, the indictment states that from or around 2020 to or about September 25th, 2020, the defendant allegedly devised a scheme to defraud donors by falsely representing the donations to his 501c3, Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta, would be used. Thank you so much, Nick Royds. Will be used to combat racial and social injustice when in truth. The organization is no longer established as a charity, and the defendant was using the donations for his personal benefit. According to the indictment, on or about February 18, 2016, the defendant created a Facebook page, etc., what I just read in the indictment. Now, I gotta remind you that this is on the back of George Floyd. Now, one of the funniest things is that he claimed that they set him up, or something he was saying on Twitter. Nevertheless, this is what he pushed. On or about September 24th, 2020, the defendant posted on a public BLMGA Facebook page, "We are committed to demanding justice for our dear sister, Breonna." This guy is heartless. This guy is heartless here. This guy is heartless. He's heartless. This This a heartless fool here. He gonna use the death of people. In addition to public postings, defendant used the BLMGA handle to communicate with other Facebook users privately. These communications required transmission via from defendant electronic device in Northern District of Ohio, Western District to Facebook in California. In those private message, he expressed represented falsely that the donation will be used to fight for George Floyd. All the funds will be used to fight for George Floyd. All the funds. This is the message. Facebook messages. You can send donations. They just aren't tax exempt. He just couldn't get enough. Just to clear things up. In words, funds have been used for person items. All moving. No in word. Funds have been, I don't know what that means. But anyway, based on the foregoing false pretense, representations, the promises, both publicly and privately made, the material omission, over 100 people donated to the BLMGA through its Facebook page, including IH, who donated 26 on the same day. Now, I'm telling you, I'm really underscoring that at minimum, he's using people's name to pull this off. The deceased. Defendant falsely represented her in a private Facebook message that the funds will be used to help protests in other needed markets. Or on or about the dates listed below, defendant for the purpose of attempting to execute the foregoing scheme and the artifice to defraud, transmitted and cause to be transmitted, writing signs, signals, pictures, and sounds by means of wire communication and interstate commerce, to wit, wire transfers from Facebook Payments Incorporated, located in California, to Bank of America, located in North Carolina, for the purpose of transferring money to Black BLM bank account as set forth below. But now, let me backtrack real quick. When just the other day, when Luke was inviting Tariq Nasheed to a space, who would pop up and defend Tariq Nasheed against Luke? Yeah, you guessed it. No other than Sir Maejor.
I'm speaking on behalf of my brother, Tariq. That's my brother, okay? I may not always agree with everything, just as he doesn't always agree with me, but that's my brother, and I'm going to defend him whenever I can. What I would tell you is that Tariq is aware of this space, and no, he's not coming in here, okay?
No other than Sir Maejor. He will pop up.
So I just want to be clear on that.
That's fine.
All right. So I just don't want you to think that.
But we invited him. If he's not man enough to bring you somewhere, if he want to send you up here, if he want to send you up here to speak on his behalf in his little cult, you know, see what happens is.
I'm speaking on behalf of my brother, Tariq. That's my brother, okay? I may not always agree with everything, just as he doesn't always agree with me, but that's my brother, and I'm going to defend him. I'm speaking on behalf of my brother, Tariq. That's my brother, okay? I may not always agree with everything, just as he doesn't always agree with me, but that's my brother, and I'm going to defend him. I'm speaking on behalf of my brother, Tariq. That's my brother, okay? I may not always agree with everything, just as he doesn't always agree with me, but that's my brother, and I'm going to defend him whenever I can. What I will tell you is that Tariq is...
How in the world that one can capitalize off the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and anyone can be even associated with this guy? Hey family, can I be straight up honest with y'all tonight? Press 7 if I could just be myself. Press 7 if I could just be myself. Can I just be myself and just say what Tito would say? Y'all don't know Tito. Tito the old me before I change. Can I say what Tito would say? I think FBAs under the leadership of Tariq Nasheed, those are crack babies. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. They are all around my age during the Reaganomic era when crack plagued communities. They're a little younger than me. When crack plagued the communities. You follow what I'm saying? When crack plagued the communities and they was having crack babies. They are crack babies. That's why they don't have arguments. That's why they can't stand on anything they talk about. They are really crack babies. And when I'm saying that they crack babies, I mean literally. They are crack babies. That's why they can't make sustainable arguments. They can't even, they fumble every time. Every time they get mad, they cuss you out. Every time they disagree, they just say, oh, you a tether. Like they have nothing more to say. I mean, when they disagree, you automatically a tether. Look at your hairline. You're a tether. Like they are literally, crack babies was a real thing. Don't think I'm just shooting shots as derogatory statements. No, crack babies was a real thing. What do you think happened to them crack babies? They grew up. And now they're FBAs under the leadership of Tariq Nasheed. They grew up. They wasn't going to stay little crack babies for a long time. They grow up just like everybody else. They seem normal. They never got any help because they made dysfunction seem and feel normal. The Reaganomic era, the crack era, is what you're witnessing with these FBAs under the leadership of Tariq Nasheed. Those babies grew up. And I'm not being facetious. I'm 1,000% sincere. I'm not being reckless. I'm not being malicious. I can only call it what it is. Family, do you remember the crack babies? The crack babies grew up. It is what it is. And let me get to my brother Thurman Smart. So Luke is not your brother. No, Luke is my brother. Luke is my brother. I know it's a little harsh, Thurman Smart, but the facts are the facts. The crack babies had to grow up. They had to grow up. And when you listen to them fumble of what they're talking about, Luke clearly said he was for reparations. Luke clearly said, I support the cause for those who born in America from the time of slavery in America, reparations. That's supposed to be an ally, regardless of who they vote for. Because if you're smart, you will have allies in the Democratic fight and you will have allies in the Republic fight. If you're smart. But nah, it ain't about reparations. It's about following the guidelines that you took that check for, to push the Republican and Trump concept to our people. Listen, I want to say it again. I'm not trying to push nobody to Kamala. I ain't trying to push nobody to Trump. I am just the referee calling the game. I don't think none of them going to do anything for us as it relates to helping us to move ahead in any way, shape, or form where it's going to move the meter. I don't see it. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. But the point that I'm making is, I'm being harsh. I hear you. But where did the crack babies go? How is this subject going to change the condition of our people after the fact. Because this subject will teach us what to look for when one come amongst us acting like they are us and only there to take advantage of us. This is after the game, looking at the reels. We can't look at the reels now. That's our problem. People's concern, that's our problem. We are afraid to look at the reels and critique our errors. And that's why we keep repeating the same errors. Oh, I got you, Thurman Smart. My bad. That's why. Where's people's concern? People's concern says, "Man, let me screenshot this. I got time today. Anybody want to come back and catch the replay? I got time today because this is one of our issues too. One of our issues is we don't like to look back and critique anything. We don't like to critique anything. We like to settle for whatever it is and say, "Oh, we'll be better next time." So let me put this on the big screen. How is this subject going to change a condition of a people after the fact? How do people go win the championship? They look back at their mistakes. How do kingdoms rise? Because they go back and examine why they failed to rise. See, everybody wants to be silent. And this is social media. So it's just a subject matter of the day. But with that being said, let me finish up with Sir Maejor. Defending and caping for Mr. Nasheed after the conviction for using the deceased to fatten his pockets.
He's aware of this space and know he's not coming in here. Okay.
Pardon.
So I just want to be clear on that.
That's fine.
All right. So I just don't want you to think that.
But we invited him. Hey, Sir Maejor, if he's not man enough to come up here, if he want to send you up here, if he want to send you up here to speak on his behalf and his little coach, see what happens is when you ain't no fucking real man. And another man say, "Let's have this conversation."
Yeah, bro. Luke,
and you don't want to come. You send you. Hold on. He said, hold on. Y'all see what just happened? Y'all see what just happened, Miss Leslie? Tariq just said, Sir Maejor, his guy. See, that's why you gotta let these people talk. You can't cut him because you gotta let motherfuckers talk. And he brought some great information in here. Mr. Tariq is down there in the motherfucking anonymous with all y'all leader is down there with the other 275 people. Y'all leader ain't man enough to bring his motherfucking ass up here. And
what did Luke say crazy? I'm still trying to figure out how did Luke crash out and go crazy. Pardon me, family, I'm under the weather. I'm still trying to figure that out. He's saying that your leader is sitting up there under anonymous account listening to everything. Don't you have a background in violating the law so you can be, that's right. And you can examine my background too. That's what made me better. Because I examined my mistakes in the past. And then I took a philosophy in life that ain't no right way to do wrong. What makes me different is that I turned my life around and now I help people turn their lives around. And I put information out because I got a talent to piece these puzzles together, and I show people what they should look for in the future. And what you in here for? Anyway, I'm about to go on and do my show. But the whole thing in a nutshell, we need these shows. And if you don't like it, it'll be good for you to just go find something else to do. Nobody asked you to come here to watch the show. You can find something else to do. Why you feel the need to be here? If you don't like if you don't like the if you don't like the discussion, if you will, They keep it pushing. They keep it pushing. But anyway, I gotta stay on top of my my show. And so Cryptonomics, get him out of here real quick, because he just a fake account. We don't know him. He's not a Maejor TV citizen. Make sure he get out of here. Yeah, get him out of here. Oh, look like you already got him. Goodness gracious. You got him? You got him? Anyway, let's keep it going with Sir Maejor.
And have a conversation with some real men and women. Y'all leaders ain't really
ain't man enough to come to the streets.
He ain't man enough to bring his motherfucking ass up in here to have this conversation. We can have a one-on-one. We can have a fucking one-on-one. I'll take the host down. Go sit in there. I'll take the two hosts down and just me and him host. And we'll bring the motherfucking people. He ain't trying to do that. So he sends Sir Maejor up in here, his brother. Mike, I love him. I don't agree with everything he has to say, but he don't want to come up here with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the title of the space is some heavy shit.
I'm still trying to find out, where did Luke crash out? Where did he go wrong? Et cetera, et cetera. I'm still trying to figure that out. But at the end of the day, he's in a Twitter space. He's in a Twitter space defending Tariq Nasheed. And here is what he should be making an amends for. This is what he should be making an amends for. You follow me? This is what he should be making an amends for. This is what he should be making amends for. The man is going to prison for beguiling people. The man is going to prison. And he's sitting up there in a Twitter space. But let me tell you why. Family, I hope you are here on I do hope that you are here on Saturday. I hope you're here on Saturday, because I'm going to show you a common theme. One of the common themes is on Saturday. Let me see if I can find my little flyer real quick. On Saturday, I'll be doing a live stream, and it's a pay-per-view to raise money for this case that I'm up against, and it just got a little bit serious. In other words, it's time. It's go time. That's what I mean. It's go time. It's go time. So on Saturday, I'm doing this this stream to be transparent and show people what's going on with the case. Myself addressing the allegations that I'm a registered sex offender that was put out there and seen by millions by Tariq Nasheed. I'm doing a live stream, and for all those who support me clearing my name, I ask you to if you enjoy what I do on Maejor TV, of course, this always take time to put these pieces together. This is a lot of energy to put some of this stuff together. I just don't get on here like most podcasters do and just talk. I give you a whole presentation. Well, every once in a while, I will do a pay-per-view presentation to support a cause, if you will, to support a cause. And that's what I'm doing. And the cause is I'm on my way to court. That's the cause. You follow me? So if you have the ability to support, please do support. You know what I mean? The link, where is the link? I don't think nobody got the link. Let me get the link for y'all. I don't think nobody got the link. I'm going to get the link for you. Let me get the link for you. The link is... It's an Eventbrite link, but the Eventbrite link is going to take you to the actual page where we will have this event. So I'm going to put this up in here right now. Also, after the show, I'm going to put the link in the section, the description section. So and I ask for your support. It is what it is. Let's get back to the show. Anyway, back to my point. On Saturday, and this just goes in line with the show too, that's why I brought it up. Tonight and Saturday. On Saturday, I'm going to show you how these people on the internet, and it doesn't make a difference if one is the feds, they can still go to jail. We seen that with the guy Turio. What's the guy name? Anybody know the guy Turio? The guy that helped get that thing kicked off at the Capitol building. The federal authorities exposed him as a federal officer. I mean, a federal op or informant. But he got people to run up in that building, supposedly, the Capitol. He in jail now. So just because someone is an agent, don't mean that the Proud Boys. Thank you. The Proud Boys. Enrique. Just because someone is an agent don't mean that they can't go to jail, because there's different agencies that is going to hold people accountable. Don't get it twisted. We've seen that many a times if you studied how this thing works. But with that being said, let me share with you on Saturday. I'm going to share with you how this actually works, because I think most people really don't understand what be going on when you have these type of agents. How do they actually get people locked in? That's the question. Well, on the internet, we know. On the internet, what do they do? Family, give me 1 second.
Three.
Yeah.
I met.
Give me 1 second.
Three.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I want to share something with you. I think I got it right here. Is this it?
Three.
Yeah.
I
Put that down in the new movie American Marine.
That's not it. I'm going to show you something.
Yeah. We break it down.
I'm going to show y'all something real quick. I thought, there it is.
To report a tip on an FBI case currently highlighted in the news, press 1. To report a tip about a threat to human life, serious bodily injury, please provide the zip code of the area you are calling from now.
And so we feel compelled to notify you all because, first of all, we don't want this guy to be misconstrued as being a part of pro-black spaces or, identified or labeled as BL.
Let me tell you something. The protocol for these ops to report, evidence point to this now. This is what I've discovered from research. I've noticed, as I said about the crowdfunding, nobody is putting envelopes inside of a phone booth. Nobody is meeting nobody in the park and swapping envelopes and getting paid to be an informant. It ain't working like that no more. People are getting paid through nonprofits and crowdfunding. I've been saying that for the longest time. Now, how do they report people? Well, it's just like calling up the police. But they call the federal authorities. What would compel someone to call the FBI for a disagreement online? What makes a person call the FBI? We seen Sinetta do it. We seen Sir Maejor do it. And I got evidence of somebody else doing it, done it, and did it. So now we know that they just pick up the phone and call the FBI hotline, and that's Obviously, how they report their stuff. Or they take these trips and go missing for a little while. But typically, this got to be it. This got to be it. Because there's too many instances where it seemed like a regular call to the authorities.
Them or anything like
You
that.
said that you were notified of this by your team. So what is your employment?
So no. So what I'm talking about is social justice spaces.
Okay, so you're involved in the social justice space.
Yes, I'm an activist.
Spaces?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other information on this guy?
He goes by the name of Black Addict. He claims he lives in Arizona. He's believed to be a guy named Clarence Caldwell Jr., but there's no factual proof on that. But this guy is incredibly.
So hold on. So he goes by Clarence Thomas Jr.
No, we believe he may be identified as Clarence Caldwell, but that's not. It's not for sure. It's not been fact checked.
So what makes you believe that?
I think that some people did some research and were trying to do some due diligence to make that determination.
And you kind of cut out. What was the first name? Clarence?
Clarence. Shit. Phone died, Joe. So guess what? Gotta do it all over again.
What would compel someone get in an argument on social media and call the FBI? Family, does that make sense to anybody? Help me out, please. Help me out, please. But that's how they report. They're not meeting in the park. They're not recording people. They're not doing any of that. They report it straight up through the media. They make little skits. They make little movies. They make all types of stuff. And at the same time, they're reporting. Listen to him defend.
Because this room is not even a serious room. I mean, dude, you're already being bad faith. You're being bad faith when you say that I said things or that he said things that he didn't say. So if you just let me finish,
Go ahead. I want to know these things that I said. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. I'm going on mute.
Thank you. Please.
Y'all listen to this shit.
Thank you so much. I want to be clear. Tariq did not send me in this space. Tariq is afraid of no person but God. This room is not worth his time. This is a troll space. Can you guys stop with all the antics, please? Just let me get through it. What I would tell you is that you're categorically, unequivocally wrong. You're wrong. Tariq never made any... Because this room is not even a serious room. I mean, dude, you're already being bad faith. You're being bad faith when you... Because this room is not even a serious room. I mean, dude, you're already being bad faith. You're being bad faith when you say... Because this room is not even a serious room. I mean, dude, you're already being bad faith. You're being bad faith. Because this room is not even a serious room. I mean, dude, you're already being bad faith. You're being bad faith when you say that I said things or that he said things that he didn't say. So if you just let me finish...
Go ahead. I want to know these things that I said. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. I'm going on mute.
Thank you. Please.
Y'all listen to this shit.
Thank you so much. I want to be clear. Tariq did not send me in this space. Tariq is afraid of no person but God. This room is not worth his time. This is a troll space. Can you guys stop with all the antics, please? Just let me get through it. What I would tell you is that you're categorically, unequivocally wrong. You're wrong. Tariq never made any negative statements about Brother Farrakhan, the minister. He never said anything about the minister. These are your words. Tariq never made a...
Now, again, when I say crack babies, that's what I mean. I didn't hear Uncle Luke say that Tariq said anything about Farrakhan. What I did hear Uncle Luke say that if he's a tether by definition, then the minister Farrakhan will have to be a tether by definition. Now go and call the minister a tether. That's what Uncle Luke said. I don't know what they were hearing, but they really good with flipping the narrative. And that's why Uncle Luke's space was so important, because he didn't allow them to flip the narrative. He didn't dance to their tune. He didn't dance that tune. Normally, people would start dancing to their tune and start saying, yeah, they've been trained to do this stuff. Yeah, well, he said. But see, Luke was on point. Luke ain't, listen, let me let it finish. Luke did not dance to his tune.
Comment about the minister. In fact, hold on. Hold on 1 minute. Wait 1 motherfucking minute. Hold on. Let me skin this cat here, Drew. If you say if your parents are from Island, if your parents are from the islands, which is Malcolm X, parents is from the islands. Minister Farrakhan, one parent is from America. Minister Farrakhan, both we're gonna leave right there. Minister Farrakhan, both parents are from the islands. Both of Kamala Harris' parents are from the islands. Both of my parents are from the islands. If I'm a tether, if Kamala Harris is a tether, then you are saying all the people who are from the islands who speak on behalf of African Americans in this country, you're saying all of them are tethers. So now you're trying to separate Minister Farrakhan? You can't do it, boss. Can I finish, brother? You can't do it. You can't do it, boss. You can't do it. You and your leader can't do it. Because if it's for one country, it's for the other one. Hold on, no, ain't no being fair, matter of fact. Just can I respond back? Can I respond to the whole tether? What you see, we're not going to do that.
That's why I like what Uncle Luke did. I love what Uncle Luke did because that's how they always trying to remix the conversation. They always do that. Luke never said that he said anything about the minister Louis Farrakhan. But they tried to switch it, and they was hoping that Luke would bite the bait. Luke did not bite the bait. And that's how you got to deal with these people. You got to deal with them like that. You got to keep them on task because they all over the place. They real fidgety. They need fidget spinners. Like little children, they need fidget spinners because they're going to be all over the place. Listen, if a person can hold their attention with cartoons and videos and jokes, and they think, oh man, he's going to roast you. Huh? Oh man, he's going to roast you. What? For real? We're talking about serious issues. And the best thing that they can do is say somebody's going to roast you. And if a man can just make memes and cartoons and tell corny jokes to hold your loyalty and attention for serious issues, you got a major problem. You got a major problem. A major problem.
I ain't coming up. I ain't no motherfucker. I would never in my motherfucking right mind come up in this bitch talking about, Drew ain't gonna come up here because Drew feel like this space is crazy. No, nigga came up in here to do what? Change the narrative of the conversation.
Yeah, because honestly, Luke, I wouldn't want to listen to somebody that uses the George Floyd's death to destroy black people and it's not going to federal prison. So, I'm not going to do that. Sir Major, he used the George Floyd death and Black Lives Matter to steal money from black people and buy houses all over the country and went on trips and vacations. Now he's going to federal prison for wire fraud and money.
I ain't coming up. I ain't no motherfucker. I would never in my motherfucking right mind come up in this bitch talking about, Drew ain't gonna come up here because Drew feel like this space is crazy. No, nigga came up in here to do what? Change the narrative of the conversation.
Yeah, because honestly, Luke, I wouldn't want to listen to somebody that uses the George Floyd's death to destroy black people and it's not going to federal prison. So, I'm not going to do that. Sir Major, he used the George Floyd death and Black Lives Matter to steal money from black people and buy houses all over the country and went on trips and vacations. Now he's going to federal prison for wire fraud and money laundering. So I don't understand why he continues to try and show his face. And these are facts. He was convicted back in April 22nd to be exact. As a matter of fact, his sentencing should be here in a couple of days anyway. So I don't understand why he continues to try and show face when he did that to black people. So I'll go back on mute.
All right, we got let me bring let me bring up because I'm trying to have a little healthy, balanced conversation. Mr. Shut Up.
Listen to this.
Mr. Shut Up, it's on you. Yo, Mr. Shut Up, the topic of the space, Mr. Tariq Nasheed and his little group. Why y'all got
Luke, let me just say something different.
Why y'all got a problem with Minister Farrakhan, VP Harris, and Malcolm X?
And look, the crazy thing about Tariq Nasheed, up until 2018, he was a Pan-African that was preaching about all black people from around the world should be one. So I don't understand where the switch came from. So now we're tethers and we're trying to the grit. Yeah, like I don't understand where, because up until 2018, this whole YouTube is about him being a Pan-African and all black people around the world is great and we need to team up together. Look at the Hidden Colors documentaries, which I liked. I liked it. I watched all 4 of them. You know, because I liked it. But I don't understand where all of a sudden now that we're tethers and we try to be Black American and the FBA and this and that and the third. Like, I want to know. I really.
I had to let that play out. I had to let that play out because I want you to know that all of this is orchestrated. This is orchestrated by people you don't see. When you really consider these arguments on the internet, they're nothing in the real world. Anybody live in the real world? Go to the grocery store, see if people arguing about FBA and tethers. Go to somewhere where people congregate and enjoying life. See if they going back and forth about FBA, ADOS, and tethers. That's only on social media. But the reason why it's on social media, because those who are on social media are easily influenced. And they can pass the poison on if given the chance. They can pass the poison on. It's a bunch of idiots that spend hours in these spaces debating over ADOS, FBA, Freedmen, and calling everybody else tethers. Come on, that's a dead giveaway. It's a dead giveaway. That is obviously a setup. Unbelievable. But anyway, let me get back to Mr. Maejor. Let me get back to Mr. Maejor real quick. Get back to Mr. Maejor. Where my file at for Mr. Maejor? Anyway. Yeah, fam, we got to wake up. We definitely got to wake up. So here's the counts. Defendants spent large sums of funds on real property, to wit, a house and an adjoining vacant lot on Glenwood Avenue and Maplewood Avenue, Toledo, Ohio, which was to be used as his personal residence. Defendant paid for this property with a single wire transfer of $108,499.83 on or about August 20th, 2020, from BLMGA bank account, Greater Metropolitan Title Company, headquartered in Toledo, Ohio. Defendant attempted to conceal the purchase of the real property by titling the property to High Frequency, Ohio, and requested that the seller realtor enter into a non-disclosure agreement, thereby preventing the seller from disclosing the defendant as the true buyer and disclosing that he used BLMGA funds. This guy is out there on a mission just to scam. Like, this is intentional. Off the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Now, how can anybody reconcile that? As if that's, and they in there talking about they fighting for freedom and liberation and all types of stuff. That's what they claim. They claim that they are fighting for liberation, reparations, and all that kind of stuff. That's what they claim. And one of the main voices takes the deceased that died at the hands of an oppressive police officer to scam people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars and still get support. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. They got to be crack babies. And I'm not, listen, family, I want to tell you, family, I don't have a mean bone in my body. I can only call what I can call, family. And I can call the game. Family, those crack babies from the 90s done grew up. How logical that a whole group of people do not have any principles. No principles. They don't have no principles whatsoever. They can only be here to start confusion because they don't have any principles. You ain't getting nowhere without no principles. They forgot about George Floyd. They forgot about Breonna Taylor that fast. Well, I'm going to leave his picture right here for a minute while I read the indictment. All right. It says, to high frequency, what the non-disclosure demonstration. The grand jury further charges the factual allegations set forth in paragraph 1 through 20 of this indictment are realleged and incorporated as fully written herein. From, in, or around May 2020 to on or about September 25th, 2020, in the Northern District of Ohio, Western Division, and elsewhere, defendant Sir Maejor Page devised and intended to devise a scheme to artifice fraud, obtain money from Facebook. I think we went through that in the report. So let me drop down to 23. For the purpose of executing and attempting to execute a scheme to artifice to defraud described above. Defendant transmitted and caused to be transmitted by the means of wire communication and interstate. He out there bamboozling. But I went over that early, so let me just move on real quick. He out there bamboozling. Let me read this real quick. In a Channel 2 news story from 2016, Black Lives Matter Atlanta had already distanced themselves from Page. Sir Maejor Page is not affiliated with Black Lives Matter Atlanta group member Tiffany Roberts said. The indictment says Page registered Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta, a BLMGA, a nonprofit, which IRS and Georgia Secretary of State's office in 2016. The IRS revoked the nonprofit status for failure to file proper paperwork. The indictment says between May 4th and August this year, Page used more than $200,000 in donations to buy expensive suits, stay in luxury hotels, to even buy a house in Toledo. Black Lives Matter Atlanta, and those the official one, Black Lives Matter Atlanta posted the following statement on Facebook, on his Facebook page Monday morning. This page is not affiliated with any national brand, and we're not a nonprofit. The page is not affiliated with any page mentioned in the article below. The page will never seek donations. This is a grassroots collective movement to fight for justice for disenfranchised. It was too late. And victims of police brutality. WSB reached out to National Black Matters organization. They sent the statement that reads in part: the recent past behavior of Tyree Conyers Page, also known as Sir Maejor Page, has continued to compromise the integrity of Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, supporters and allies. Our stance remains that Mr. Page is not affiliated with Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. I'm trying to tell you, family. This is insane. This is insane. I think it's insane that he could even have a voice on social media anyway. That someone to even talk to him and entertain anything he's talking about. Why would somebody even consider him to be a reasonable conversation? This don't even make sense. But listen, this is why we are in the condition that we're in. This is why. Because we don't believe in the checks and balances. I'm not talking about us here. I'm talking about a large group of us that follow these social media scams and social media gurus that's going to give you the pill to save you. I mean, they're going to give you some talk to save you. They're going to give you a museum that's going to fix everything. They're going to give you a school that's going to fix everything. They don't even know you. They don't even know you. They don't know nothing about you. But they play on your emotions. They don't know nothing about you. They don't know what your cause is. They don't know nothing about you. But they tell you that they got the quick fix pill. Get you a museum. Come on, we need a museum, everybody. Come on. You see this big lot out here? See this huge lot? We're going to build it right there. And when it's all said and done, ain't no bigger than a liquor store. That's what we call them, a bar. And nobody says nothing. But this is why. I said before and I said again. Most of the donations did not come from what you think to be FBA. Most of the donations is that little bag that comes in big lumps through crowdfunding. And I said before, and I'll say it again. Before this year is out, I bet $1 to a donut that there'll be another crowdfunding. I bet $1 to a donut that there'll be another crowdfunding before this year is out. Once the second approach to the fake hip hop, the hip hop documentary that he stole, once that flop, I'm telling you what's going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to happen. This is the Eventbrite link coming from my other channel. Say what I say, what I mean. I guarantee you, before the year out, and if it's not this year, it'll be the beginning of next year. I guarantee you it'll be another crowdfunding. Oh, we need a movie about, he already dropped the seed, about Elijah Muhammad. You know, we need a movie about, it's the same old routine over and over and over again. And everybody that follows that mess, they go for it. They go for it. Anyway, let me bring this in, and I'm going to wrap it up. Let me bring this in. I just want to make my point that he's on his way to jail. He's on his way to jail due to the fact he done robbed the people. This is his guilty finding. Laundering under 18 U.S.C. 1957 and count 4 indictment in the Northern District of Ohio for money laundering under 18 U.S.C. 1957. Other than those issues raised in the defendant objections, the statement facts are accurately outlines the offense conduct. Personal background. Sir Maejor Page is 32 years old. He was born Tyrese Conyers in Toledo, Ohio, to a mother who abused drugs while she was pregnant. See, I thought I was being mean. What did I say? Thurman. Brother Thurman. I'm going to read it to you one more again, big bro. Sir Maejor is 32 years old. He was born Tyree Conyers in Toledo, Ohio, to a mother who was to a mother who abused drugs while she was pregnant, causing Mr. Page to be born with fetal alcohol syndrome. What did I tell y'all? I know y'all thought I was being facetious. I know y'all thought I was being mean. I know y'all thought I wanted some get back. But I'm telling you, these people, they different. They different. They go for anything. People like Sir Major Page is a certain way, and he attracts, and they attract each other. And claim to be doing something in the best interest of us all. That's the sad part about it. Anyway, Mr. Page was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. Mr. Page also has albinism, which affects the pigment of his skin and has left him legally blind. When Mr. Page was 5, he was adopted by Twyla Page, which led him to change his name while growing up. Twyla taught Mr. Page how to stand up for himself. When Mr. Page was bullied at school elsewhere, Mr. Page was often a victim of racism. They led Mr. Page to begin speaking up for others. This led Mr. Page to be speaking up for others and eventually became a community leader and a full-time activist. The black people for black people and all marginalized groups. In 2016, Mr. Page took his desire and motivation to create positive social change in Atlanta, Georgia, where he began a nonprofit, Black Lives Matter. And now we know that was the hustle. That was the hustle because they got receipts. They got receipts. And at the end of the day, do anybody really care? Do anybody really care? Just like I said, they looking at Sir Major talking on the phone to the FBI, and they're still good. Talking to the phone on the FBI, but then ridicule citizens that snitch. They double talk. Oh, you a snitch, and then on the phone with the FBI. I'm just calling the game. That's all I'm doing. I'm just calling the game. So family, with that being said, family,